Hello everyone, myself I am Suganya, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, Bharatiya Arts and Science College for Women. In this video, we are going to see some basic definitions of theory of space curves on differential geometry. Differential geometry is the study of geometric figures using the method of calculus. Here we present the curves and surfaces embedded in a three-dimensional space. Properties of curves and surfaces which depend only upon points close to a particular point of the figure are called local properties. The study of local properties is called differential geometry in small. Those properties which involve the entire geometric figure are called global properties. The study of global properties is called differential geometry in large. First, we have to see how to represent a space curve. Curve is a branch of geometry that deals within the plane and Euclidean space by using the method of differential and integral calculus. Consider this figure. In this figure, there are two surfaces. One is a cube, another one is a sphere. By intersecting this sphere and cube will give a circle. That is, by solving the parametric equations of sphere and cube, we get the parametric equations of circle. Here the curves represented in a parameterized form associated with their geometric properties such as curvature and arc length, which can be expressed by derivatives and integrals using the method of calculus. We introduce a space curve as the intersection of two surfaces, f1 of x, y, z equal to 0 and f2 of x, y, z equal to 0. The next one is arc length of a curve. Consider a curve. A curve in the plane can be approximated by connecting a finite number of points on the curve using line segments. The total length of the approximation can be found by summing the length of each line segments. This gives the arc length. Here r equal to r of u be a path with parameter u. U varies over a and b. The path is an arc of the original path joining a and b. Let delta be the subdivision of a and b as follows: delta which is equal to u0 less than u1 less than u2 etc. less than un, and the length of this arc delta, L of delta, which is equal to summation I equal to 1 to n modulus of r of ui minus r of ui minus 1. Next one is tangent. The line which touches the curve is known as tangent. The general concept of tangent was introduced in 17th century in connection with the basic concepts of calculus. Fermat, Descartes and Huygens made important contributions to the tangent problems, and a complete solution was given by Leibniz. Also, the first analytical representation of a tangent was given by Mond. The next one is tangent plane. Let P0 be a point on a surface capital S, and let C be any curve passing through the point P0 and lying entirely in the surface capital S. If the tangent lines to all such curves C at P0 lie in the same plane, then this plane is called the tangent plane to the surface capital S at the point P0. Next one is normal plane. The line which touches the curve is known as tangent line. The tangent line perpendicular to the line is known as normal line. The normal line lies in the plane is also known as normal plane. The normal plane also refers to the plane that is perpendicular to the tangent vector of a space curve. This plane also contains the normal vector. Normal plane to the tangent t vector at the point P is r vector minus r0 vector dot t vector, which is equal to 0. The next one is binormal vector. The plane spanned by the tangent and normal vector is known as binormal vector. That is b vector, which is equal to t vector cross n vector. bivector gives the cross product of tangent and the normal vector. Consider the following figure. Here capital T represents the tangent and capital N represents the normal vector. Also, which produce the normal and tangent vector spanned by the vector is known as binormal vector. The next one is osculating plane. The osculating plane can also be defined as the limiting position of a plane passing through three neighboring points on the curve as the points approach the given point. The osculating plane also passes through the tangent line. The intersection of the osculating plane with the normal plane is known as principal normal vector. The vectors tangent vector and normal vector spans the osculating plane. For example, consider this figure. The curve passes through neighboring points which lies on the plane is called osculating plane. The intersection of osculating plane and normal plane gives the principal normal vector. The next one is rectifying plane. The plane that contains the tangent and binormal to a curve at a given point on the curve is known as rectifying plane. Consider the following figure. In this figure, there is an osculating plane, normal plane, also the tangent line and normal line which is spanned by the binormal vector capital B. So, the tangent and binormal vector lies on the plane is known as rectifying plane. Next one is equations of three planes. Now, the tangent, normal and binormal lines of the vector equation. First one is tangent line. R vector which is equal to R naught vector plus M into T vector. The next one is principal normal line. R vector which is equal to R naught vector plus M into N vector. The next one is binormal line. R vector which is equal to R naught vector plus M into B vector. Here T vector denotes tangent line, N vector denotes normal line, B vector denotes binormal line. The next one is fundamental plane equation. First, normal plane equation, R vector minus R naught vector dot T vector which is equal to 0 because the normal line perpendicular to the tangent line which gives the value 0. The next one is rectifying plane, R vector minus R naught vector dot N vector which is equal to 0. The next one is osculating plane, R vector minus R naught vector dot B vector which is equal to 0. The next one is curvature and the radius of curvature. The curvature measures how fast a curve is changing direction at a given point. It is naturally to define the curvature of a straight line to be identically 0. Given any curve C and a point P on it, there is a unique circle or line which most closely approximates the curve near the point P, here the diagram gives the osculating circle at the given point P. The curvature of C at the point P is then defined to be the curvature of the circle or the line. The radius of curvature is defined as the reciprocal of the curvature. The next one is torsion. In the elementary differential geometry of curves in three-dimensional space, the torsion of a curve measures how sharply it is twisting out of the plane of curvature. For example, consider the object. Here, the torsion will be found by twisting out of the object. The next one is formula for torsion. Let R which is equal to R of t be the parametric equation of a space curve. Assume that this is a regular parametrization and that the curvature of the curve does not vanish. Analytically, R vector of t is the 3 times differentiable function of t with values in Euclidean space and the vectors are linearly independent. Then the torsion can be computed by the following formula. Also, the torsion can be denoted by tau. tau which is equal to determinant of r dash comma r double dash comma r triple dash divided by modulus of r dash cross r double dash whole square. Thank you.